Hey everyone, I'm Dhruv, and I'm super excited to show you Create today. Create is an AI text-to-app builder for entrepreneurs. One of the things we're really excited about with AI is that for the first time ever, software-powered entrepreneurship is becoming available to literally hundreds of thousands of people. And so before, if you wanted to build an entire application, a SaaS application, if you have a great idea for your niche or your community, you need to assemble an entire dev team, try to figure everything out and get it out. And with Create, we're trying to just shrink that loop. We're up to a few 100,000 users. You can follow us on create_XYZ on Twitter, where we're posting demos about what we're actually making. And one of my favorite things about launching a product like this is that every day I get to meet new entrepreneurs with great ideas. And so I'll just jump into a demo of trying to rebuild an app that I met today. This is a teacher who basically wanted to be able to generate homework worksheets for his students. And he had a great idea of being able to sell it online for a few other teachers. And given that the app is very text-based, I think I'm going to ask Danny if she can maybe hold the mic as I talk. So I'll just go ahead and say, text here and say, make me a worksheet generator. And with Create, we're trying to make it really easy for non-technical users to not have to worry about all the details. So I can actually go ahead and say, just go ahead and use Sonnet. And press submit, and Create will actually start generating this entire app. What's happening under the hood is Create's actually writing all the code with LLMs, auto-fixing it, and giving me a really simple app that I can very quickly start to demo and use. And so pretty simple worksheet generator. It probably works if I go ahead and use this, algebra, and it's going to medium generate 5 questions. And it will start to go do it. And it's a pretty good first pass, but we can probably make it better a lot faster. So since we're using Anthropic, I really like the style of Anthropic's UI design and everything else. So I'll just go ahead and say, make it look like anthropic.com. And Create will actually go ahead and grab a screenshot of that, feed it into the LLM, and very quickly go ahead and update my app with all the code. To make my worksheet generator look just a little bit better. And so very quickly, even users without design skills can kind of collapse the design process into Create. We're adding a whole bunch that allows users to actually turn this into their AI product engineer and use it exactly how they want. So I can actually go ahead and add custom instructions for Create. So if I wanted to put my brand styles in here or tell it context about my school and my worksheet and what I want to do. But you can also, to the engineers in the room, start to really augment Create with your own special prompts and use it in the building process. And so I actually just saw a tweet about this. Someone said that if you do chain of thought with this interesting prompt, it can make outputs better. And so I'm going to go ahead and just add it to my project and now change the way the assistant works with me. So now I'll say, really flush this app out. And Create will now start to use my, oops. Did I add my custom instruction? I did not. Let's see. Live demos. While this is updating, I'm going to go ahead and say, add more features to this and think about it. And have Create start to update. See if the custom instruction is actually coming in. Beyond just going a single page at a time, what's really fun is you can actually start to work across your project. So if I click on the canvas, I can really start to talk about everything on it, and Create can generate across it. So I can tell it to add a landing page while we're waiting for that to update with testimonials and testimonials and benefits of my worksheet generator. Here's my contemplator. So I've actually updated Create and how it actually generates. So now it's actually going to start contemplating all of my different feature requests, start to augment them with its own suggestions. So now it's going to add time estimation. And as you see, it's starting to add a lot of different things, which is why the generation is starting to take a little bit longer. But while we wait for that to finish, we'll see that Create's actually starting to work on my landing page for this entire app. And it's really quick to start to really build this app into something that's much more complex and much more interesting. We have all the same like dev primitives, just kind of done in like a easier abstracted way. And so here I can start to say things like save my worksheets to a database. And just with a quick slash command, tell create to make a new database, worksheet saver. And in the background, create will actually go ahead and look at my front end, look at the actual app, design the schema, deploy a database. And the user doesn't really have to think about this. They just need to prompt it with how they want to save it. And create will actually go ahead and update the schema as well as all the front end queries across the app to get it to actually work end to end. What's exciting is like for a lot of people, this is their first time to actually putting something live on the internet. I think that's why Ivana really loves us as like the marketer inside of Jam, where she's like, I've never been able to build my own tools. And so really quickly, you can publish anything and create and get it on the web. And that's kind of it. So I now have generator, and I'm live. And I can now go ahead and see my app live on the internet. For people to start to play with. And what's really exciting is like we're actually acting and helping people just do the things that are actually even hard. We can actually auto-fix code if there's an error. But we can also start to like, this looks pretty good. I'm excited to actually start collecting payments for it. And so I could just go ahead and tell create to add Stripe subscriptions. And go ahead and, oops, I'm going to go into this. Add Stripe subscriptions. And charge $10 a month for Pro. Let free users generate 5 worksheets for free. And create will actually go ahead and start to add all of the backend functions I need for Stripe to get working, like how to actually redirect. It'll add an upsell. It'll add the subscription wrapper. It'll start adding sign-in and sign-in pages for my app. And pretty soon, it'll actually start to like go ahead and hook it all up for me so that I very quickly can have a working app on the internet with Stripe. So that's a quick 5-minute demo of create, and happy to answer any questions.